Let's take a look at the control settings for a control chart that is already in place. First, select the File menu item. Select the Setup Control menu item or use the F4 function key in the future. Now we see the first page of the control settings options, and you'll notice that it's already completed for this particular control chart. We can also make modifications to the setup. So for example, let's click the window by the Zone or Location tab. You'll see here that we have a zone already set up and it's called Lab. So let's select Lab. Don't worry about all of the old dates that you'll see on the examples that we're showing you here. These were created for examples to use in training back in the 1990s when we first started doing training on this particular software. The next step we want to do is take a look at the Standards page to see what we find there. The second tab of the Control Settings window includes information about the check standard, its ID number, its calibration date and due dates, and its measurement value. It also includes information about the uncertainty budget that you can enter to do complete uncertainty calculations within the software. In a moment, we'll click on this extra window and see what additional values we can add. We also enter information about which standard was used, when it was calibrated, and what its due date is. You can see that there's an uncertainty budget input grid here, or an uncertainty budget table. This allows us to enter ID information, values, coverage factors, whether it's a type A or a type B, and a description for that item along with additional notes. We could do a complete uncertainty analysis for a measurement process within the PMAP software. Next, let's take a look at the Limits page. Click the 3 Limits button. Most of what you see here is grayed out. That's because it was automatically calculated. The manual scaling button can override the other values so that you can expand or decrease the amount of the chart that you're looking at. Next, let's take a look at the last page on the control settings for this particular chart. Notice that the title and subtitle that are entered on page 4 match the graph that's in the background on this page. You'll also notice that this chart is from a seminar example from 1999, so the supervisor that's entered here says training. Most of the time you'll have your own name or the laboratory supervisor name on the particular chart in your program. After we clicked the OK button on the 4th page of our control settings, we just go back to our control chart.